Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer, and welcome back to my campaign of Arkham Horror the card game. I'm playing Dunwich Legacy. This is Scenario 6. If you watched the last episode, the video probably ended abruptly. I don't know exactly where it canceled, but it was near, it was Roland's turn. He has moved over here to reveal 2 clues and a Shroud of 3. That was his second action. For the first action, he defeated the Thrall. He's got one more action. I might as well try to go ahead and... I can't play any assets, so that's not really going to help me. So I tell you what I'm going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I will get a... I'm going to get another... I'm going to get a resource for my third and final. And that's his turn. He is done. Alright, Rex will move here for 1 turn. He will investigate. His investigate is 4 versus 3. And do I have any cards to help? I will play Unexpected Courage to give me +2. It doesn't cost anything, so it is 6 versus 3. And remember, if I beat it by 2 or more, I get a second clue. The skull. What is the skull? The skull is -1. -3 if we were in an altered location. I am. So 6 minus 3 is 3. It doesn't beat it by 2, but I do get a clue. And for his third and final action, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to investigate. 4 versus 3, and I'm going to give up... I will give up hyper awareness. It costs money anyway to buy those extras. That gives me 5 versus 3. And the Shroud is reveal another token. Cancel the effects of the... okay, I didn't play anything. 5 minus 2 is 3, so I do still get it. And I get the second clue, and he is done. Alright, end of the turn. There are no enemies out. Dissonant Voices goes away. It is now the Mythos... hold on, no, this comes back. We do upkeep first. Upkeep, these flip. We each get a resource. We each draw a card, and I swear I drop cards more than anybody else. It's just the way this table is set up. The card slots are not deep enough to really hold them. My only complaint about this 3D printed deck, table. Alright, let's see. I got my resource. Roland draws Henry Armitage. He's got an ally. Rex draws Working a Hunch. Okay. And that is it for the upkeep. Now, place a Doom token. This goes away. And who went first? It was Roland and then Rex. Roland draws an Avian Thrall. Prey, the lowest investigate, which would be Roland. And then Rex draws Altered Beast. If there are no abomination enemies in play, it gains Surge. Otherwise, choose an abomination enemy. Heal all damage from that enemy and attach Altered Beast to it. If there are no abominations in play, it gains Surge. Okay, so it goes away and I gain Surge. All right. Rotting Remains. Test 3 will. For each point you fail, take a horror. My will is 3 versus 3. I'll make it 4 versus 3 by donating that. 4 versus 3. That is, draw another one. I did. 0, so I beat it. Alright, so that goes away. Alright, so far so good. Alright, my turn. We need to find 2 more clues in order to move to Sentinel Peak. I have a 50-50 shot. There's either probably 2 here or 2 here and 0 on the other. So, but first I need to take care of this Avian Thrall for Roland. Roland, oh, it's got a 5 fight. Holy cow. Wow. Okay. While Avian Thrall is being attacked using a firearm, which it is, it gets -3 fight. Oh, that knocks it down to 2. Nice. Alright, but I only have 2 bullets left, so let's use a bullet. This is going to make me 4, 5 versus 2, and it does +2 damage. 5 versus 2. 5 minus 1 is 4, so I put 2 damage on it. I'll use my last bullet. Same thing, 5 versus 2. And I defeated it. Alright, so I have a few things that I can do here. I defeat it, so it goes back into here, and Roland says, after you defeat an enemy, discover a clue at your location. There's nothing here. Does he have any cards that can help? You automatically see the grit. Fast play after an enemy attacks. No. Okay, that's it. So that was his first action and second action. He shot it and he shot it. For the third and final, he will move here, and he is done. Remember, you got to move back to the base of the hill before you can move to another one of these. All right. Let's do Rex. Rex has 3 turns. 1, he will move here. 2, he will move here. And good, I got it. All right, this is called Uprooted Woods. Force. You know what? A tear in the back. After you reveal a tear in the back, take 2 damage if you have no actions remaining. I can't remember if I did. Who moved there first? Did Roland move there first, or did... I think Roland did, which means he would take 2 damage. So I will give him 2 damage. All right, that stinks. This one says, after you reveal Uprooted Woods, discard the top 5 cards of your deck if you have no actions remaining. I have 1 action remaining. Well, no, hold on. 1, 2. Yes, I have 1 action, so I have to discard how many? 5. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if one of these is a weakness, it has to go into play. And it's a weakness. And really good cards. Darn it. All right, so the weakness is his curse. And Rex's curse stinks because when you would succeed at a skill, you put the token back in and you reveal another one. And if it causes you to fail, then you can remove the curse. But if you pass it, you got to keep the curse. All right, so he moved. He's got 1 more turn. There are 2 clues here. I will have him investigate. He investigated is at 4 versus 2. And remember, I've got his curse out. So I'm going to play Working a Hunch. Fast play only during your turn. Discover 1 clue at your... Ooh, I don't want to get rid of that one. I don't want to get rid of any of these. Okay. Let's give it a shot. This would give him 2, so he'd be up to 6 versus 2. I like those odds. If I can win by 2 or more, but remember, I got Rex's curse, so hold on. So, when you would succeed. So 6 versus 2. This the skull is -3. So 6 minus 3 is 3. I win. It says when you would succeed, return the revealed chaos token to the bag and reveal a new one. So I'm still doing 6 versus 3. 6 minus 3, I pass it. If the effect causes you to fail, you can shuffle it back into your deck. Well, I still have to keep it, but I did pass it. 6 minus 3 is 3. I only get 1 clue, and that is the end of his turn. All right. His curse stays out. End of the round, no enemies. Upkeep. Flip this over. They each get a resource and a card. Roland gets a weakness. Place 2 of your clues here. If you can't place all of your clues on your location, and if you cannot place all your clues and take a horror and shuffle it back in your deck. Well, that's good. I don't want that. I don't have any clues to give it, so I'm going to take a horror. And unfortunately, that knocks me down to 2 horror. He is not doing good. Down to 2. All right. That was his draw, and then Rex draws Magnifying Glass. All right. Put a Doom token. There are 8 out of 12. Who went first? Roland did. Roland draws an Avian Thrall. And it goes to the lowest investigate, which is him. And then Rex draws a Thrall. Location with the most clues. That will be here, so it will engage him. And unfortunately, that's not good because I don't have a weapon anymore. My automatic is gone. I don't have any more bullets. So, While Avian Thrall is being attacked using range, firearm, or spell, it's -3. Right now it's at 5 fight. I can't beat it. So I need to try to exhaust it and move over here with Rex where I can get a gun from him. But he's got a weapon. He's got a fight on his hands. All right. We'll try to evade. I will get rid of counterpunch. Oh no, I got dodge, don't I? Play when an enemy attacks you. Cancel that attack. So, but I need to evade. So I'm gonna put in Armitage. After you draw a non-weakness, discard that card. Non-weakness card, discard that. And exhaust. Henry gains 3 resources. I don't want that. What I need is I need to evade this. My evade is 2 versus 3. This will give me 1, 2, 3, which gives me 5 versus 3. I will donate that. 5, and finally I'm going to make it 6 versus 3. And I have to pay a resource to play. No, I don't. I don't have to play that card. Okay, 6 versus 3. Oh, come on, I need to evade it. This is -3. So I tied 6. It was versus 3. So I tied. So that means I evade it. It stays at this location. And I'm going to do my action. I evaded it. Now I can move for my second. I'll move here. And for my third and final, I'm going to attack. I'm going to attack the Thrall. I'm going to try to get rid of this. I'm going to play 1-2 punch. Fight. You automatically succeed and deal +1 damage. You may fight again. So it's only got 2 health. So it will die. It costs me 2, which I'll pay. You automatically succeed and does +1. So I do 2 damage, which defeats the Thrall. And he is done. Which gives it's Rex's turn. All right, Rex. I need this clue, but I also need to give him this gun, which has 6 ammo. It does +1 damage. I'm going to, as an action, I'm going to give Roland the Colt. So that was his first action. Second action, I'm going to investigate. It is 4 versus 2. Fast. You get +5 while investigating. I'll play this. It's 5 versus 2. This is his second action. 5 minus 2 is 3. But Rex is cursed. I have to draw another one. 5 minus... Reveal another token. Golly, you have to reveal another token. Cancel. Okay, so you got to do it. 5 versus 2, right? 5 minus 2 is 3. So I still keep Rex's curse, but I do have the fourth and final clue, which means, as an additional cost to move to Sentinel Peak, the investigators must spend 2 clues as a group. So what I have to do now is I have to move back to Ascending Path, which is where the Avian Thrall is. Although it's going to move this turn. And then I need to go up here. As a group, you must spend 2. As an additional cost to move, the investigator must spend 2 as a group. Okay, got it. And he is done. So he gave the card, he investigated. He's got one more action. I don't want to move because then the Thrall is going to engage me. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to pay 2 to get out Encyclopedia. And this is my second hand, so I can only have these 2 out. It has 5 uses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And my turn is over. Enemy phase. The Avian Thrall will move to the lowest investigate. It moves here and it will attack Roland. I did have dodge. I should have saved it, but that's okay. I can't do anything, so I take 1 physical and 1 mental. I'm down to 1. If I take 1 more mental, I am dead. Shoot, he's going to be in bad shape. All right, so that one's done. Now we ready up. We put these over. We each get a resource. And we draw a card. So Roland draws. Fast. Play only during your turn. Either place one clue on your location or discover a clue. That won't really help me, but whatever. And then Rex draws Dr. Francis Morgan as an ally. You get +1 fight. Not bad. All right. We need to help him out with this avian thrall. He cannot play his gun, because if he does, this automatically attacks, which will defeat him. I have to fight. And it's 5. But I need to evade. What I need to do is evade and then get out of there. Okay. So, I drew their cards. It is now time for a... Hold on. It's my turn. I just did... Hold on. Where am I? I just drew their cards. Okay, so now it is the Mythos phase. So we place a 9. That's a 9 out of 12. Who went first? It was Roland. And then Rex did the investigate. Roland draws Frozen in Fear. Put it into play in your threat. First time you perform an action. Move, fight, or evade. It costs 1 additional action. Okay. Rex draws Rotting Remains. Test 3 will. For each point you fail, take a horror. 3 will versus 3 will. I don't have a card that I want to contribute. I don't fail it. Oh, I got Rex's Curse. Got to do it again. 3 versus 3. And I got the auto succeed. +2. You may instead choose to automatically fail to draw 3 cards. Well, I don't want to fail. Because if I fail, I've got to... where was that card? What did I do with it? That was... Roland drew this, and Rex drew Rotting Remains. No, I do not want, because I don't have to take horror. Although I could fail it, get rid of Rex's Curse, and I will fail it by... I can choose to automatically fail, but I would fail by 3, because it goes down to 0. I would lose 3 horror, but I get rid of Rex's Curse. I'm going to do that. I'm going to automatically fail it. So I fail it, and this goes away, and I take 3, 1, 2, 3. 3 sanity loss. All right. That is it. My turn. Okay, we got to think about this. He's got Frozen in Fear. It will take an extra action to fight. He doesn't have a weapon. He does, but he can't play it because it would cause this to give an opportunity attack. So Roland needs to evade it so it exhausts and then move out, and then he can move out because it'll be evaded. So let's do that. So evasion, I have combat training, which will give me +2. That takes me up to 4 versus 3. Not good enough. This one has a bonus. I can contribute 1 card from an ally at the same location. That knocks me up to, was it 2, 4? This will make it 5. 5 versus 3. Not great odds. And I don't have any more cards. Oh, no, I can get rid of this one. 6 versus 3. All right, that's better. 6 versus 3. Come on, I need to evade this thing. 6 + 1 is 7. I do. All right, so this gets left here. It's evaded. I don't care about that anymore because I've got the clues to move. So he did 1 action, which was evade. For his second action, he will move here. And for his third action, he'll move here, which means I have to give up all 4 clues as a group. And he is done. But it reveals this location. When an investigator at this location draws a hex card, you immediately take a damage. Oof. All right. And now, he fought, he moved, and he moved. All right, so he's done. Frozen in Fear will go away. At the end of your turn, you can test 3 will. Well, let's test it. 3 versus 3 to get rid of Frozen in Fear. Because oh no, you know what? It takes double actions to fight. So he only had 1 action left, which means he would move here. So this isn't revealed yet. And I'll put the clues back on, but he's going to move. So he's done. Rex will move 1, 2 actions, which reveals this. The clues all went away. This gets advanced because we did reach the Sentinel Peaks. When an investigator, singular, enters Sentinel, advance. Approaching the peak of Sentinel Hill, you are confronted by several citizens of Dunwich. The man in the center of their circle lets out a crazed laugh. You recognize him, Seth Bishop, from the description given to you by the townsfolk earlier. Behind him, several other men and women bow their heads in reverence, chanting in Latin. "We've done it," he cackles. "We've accomplished what old Watley and his jit couldn't." You watch in revulsion as his eyes glaze over and twitch as though he were reading something invisible. "I can see now. I can finally see." He raises his hands to the sky, and the headstone of the altar behind him splits open. A torrent of energy pours out of the stone, coalescing into the form of an open gate. Seth holds onto the stone in front of him to prevent himself from being sucked into the gate, but several of the others are startled and pulled through it. You barely manage to dig your heels in and grab hold of a nearby rock in time to resist the pull. Seth rises to his feet, wearing an expression of pride. Put the set-aside Seth Bishop into play at Sentinel Peak. All right, and it's right here. Seth Bishop has Retaliate. He's a sorcerer. He's got 5 fight and 6 health. All right, so I moved. He's got one more action. Now this, because it's revealed, it will engage with Rex. That's the bad news. So Rex is now engaged with it, so I can't do anything other than evade or fight. And unfortunately, I have no cards. And my fight will be 2, and I can get a +2, which is 4 versus 5. And I can't evade because the evade is 5. I could get a 5 versus... I could try a 5 versus 5 to evade him. Let's try that. I think I'm going to spend one of these. Exhaust Encyclopedia. It's exhausted. And I'm now 5 evade versus his 5. Let's see what happens. And this is reveal another token. 5 versus 5. Come on. 5 minus 2 is 3, and I fail. That means he will attack me on his turn. And he is done. All right, enemy phase. This one will move here and engage with Roland. Roland's never going to get away from this guy. Oh, I forgot to read this. From the ruins of the headstone on the altar of the hill's peak, a gateway of churning vibrant energy has appeared. A force like a hurricane erupts from the gate, bending trees and pulling debris. The howling of the gale drowns out all sound. Only investigators at Sentinel Peak may spend the requisite number of clues as a group to advance. I need 4 clues. There are 4 here, so I need to get all 4 clues in order to advance. And that is going to be very hard to do, given that he cannot evade Seth Bishop. But I do have a plan. All right. And then Seth Bishop will attack him for 1 damage and 1 mental trauma. That is the end of the round. So it moved. And it can attack. Oh, guess what? That is bad. All right, so the avian is here. Roland goes out. I get another physical trauma because I die, because it beat me. It lowered my mental. I get another mental trauma. Jeez. All right, let's see what we can do here. I've got 3 mental trauma to start the game with. All right, you're done. That goes away. Your hand goes away. Beyond the Veil goes away. And all we've got is poor old Rex. It is the end of the enemy phase. We place a Doom token. Rex will draw a card. He gets Obscuring Fog. Attached to your location. Fog is +2, or Shroud is +2. So now it's even harder to get this. After attached location is successfully investigated, you can discard it. All right. Here's my thinking. It is my turn. You know what I didn't do is I didn't draw a card and I didn't get a resource during upkeep phase. All right. Then that. All right. Now, Seth is going to do 1 damage and 1 mental. But if I can get 4 clues here, I could defeat him. Or I can just win the scenario even without defeating him. And this says if you succeed, discover 2 clues from among your locations. So I could play this. I am not going to fight him. He's going to get an opportunity attack, which is going to happen at the end of my turn. So I'm going to investigate. My investigate is currently 4 versus 6. I will contribute Seeking answers. If you succeed, discover 2 clues. This gives me +1, so I'm now at 5 versus 6, and I'm going to contribute one of these to make it 7 versus 6. Oh, and I can spend a fingerprint +1, so that makes it 8 versus, and it says if you succeed, discover an additional clue. So that's 8 versus 6. Is that right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8 versus 6. Come on. 8 minus 1 is 7. I did it. I get 3 clues. I get the one that I got. I get the one because I played Seeking Answers, which gives you, it says if you succeed, discover 2 total clues. And then I used Fingerprint Kit, which gives me 1 additional clue. That's 3. And because I was successful, the fog goes away. That takes the +2 away. Now that was 1 action, and Seth attacks me for 1 physical and 1 mental. I'm going to do it again. I'm going to investigate again. I only need 1. Oh, hold on. I only beat it by 1, so I don't get the bonus clue for 2 or more. I have to win this. So it's 4 versus 4 for my second action. I will exhaust Fingerprint Kit. I can't use that, and I can't use that because I already used them. They're both exhausted. So all I've got is a straight 4v4. Come on. This is -3. I'm not in an altered. It's -1, so it's 3 versus 4. I lose. I take a damage. I'm at 1 health, 2 sanity. This is my 3rd and final. If I don't beat this, I will lose the game. 4 versus 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. I get the clue, and then it says here, you may spend the requisite numbers to advance. Let's flip it. You don't know how close the swirling gate before you. You don't know how to close it. And with each passing moment, the force within it grows in strength. You fear that whatever entity the sorcerers have summoned will approach. With no time to spare, you turn to the open tome on the stone altar, desperate for answers. Read R1. Oh, let's read R1. Now, by the way, since that was my 3rd and final, technically, he knocked me out. He did 1 final damage and 1 final mental trauma. But the bulletproof vest will take the damage. And I was at 2, so I'm at 1. So I'm still in the game. I totally forgot about bulletproof vest. I should technically be a little higher on the health. R1. If you did R1, go to page 112. The poorly bound tome appears to be written records of old Watley, the man who taught Wilbur the ancient secrets of sorcery. You find a passage describing a place outside of time and space where worlds converge and Yog-Sothoth dwells. Only by reaching this nexus at the edge of reality can you unmake the tear that has split open the world. Feeling as if you may be going to your doom, you muster an ounce of courage and step into the gate. In your campaign log, record the investigators enter the gate. Each investigator earns XP equal to the victory X. Well, the only victory I got was 2. I didn't get this one, so I do get 2 XP. That's it. 2. All right, I will take it. All right, that means I will be going on to the 7th and final scenario called Lost in Time and Space. I hope you'll join me then. I'll see you in a week. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. Thanks for joining me on this game of Arkham Horror, the card game, Dunwich Legacy. I'll be back in a week to finish it. Poor Roland will be back with 3 mental trauma, and Seth will be back with 1 mental and 2 physical, and Roland also has a physical. We are beat up and bruised and battered and mentally scarred, but we are going to see if we can win this scenario. I'll see you in a week. Everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.